Hello, Professor. This is Group 4 from Competitive Pricing Analysis. We are in the Friday afternoon session. The company of choice we're going to talk about is XiaoMi. Now, before we dive into Xiaomi's pricing strategy, let's take a look at the industry in general. So, the cell phone market in China has been very competitive. In the past, there were Nokia, Motorola, and Sony Ericsson. Well, with smartphone later on taking the market, major players in Chinese market now are Samsung, Apple, and Huawei. The barriers of entry is very high, so cell phone companies they need to have the capacity of production or they need the capacity to source these hardwares. Well, they also need the capital for R&D. Currently, the Chinese cell phone market is getting more mature. The marginal increase in sales annually is decreasing right now, as you can see from the graph. Therefore, the overall attractiveness of entry of cell phone market in China is pretty low, but we cannot ignore the fact that the market size is still huge and the market is still growing. Now, let's move on to Xiaomi. So Xiaomi was established in 2010. After 8 years, it has become one of the fastest growing companies in China, with a revenue of over 100 billion China yuan. Over the years, Xiaomi has established high market awareness with loyal consumers. Their days of inventory turnover is only around 40 days, very fast. So these 3 points are their strength. As for their weakness, since Xiaomi use a cost-based pricing strategy, their margin is pretty miserable. Because of this, they are considered as a disruptor when they enter the market. They have controversial brand image. Now, for opportunity, Xiaomi has really strong international appearance, especially in India and other Asian countries. Over the years, Xiaomi does no longer only produce a cell phone. They expand their product portfolio to other consumer electronics, for example, air purifier and TV. So they currently have a broad range of product portfolio that they can utilize on. Now, as of threat, the majority of threats for Xiaomi comes from domestic competition, mostly other companies who are competing in the same segments. Now, let's move on to STP and market mix. So Xiaomi initially segments the market according to consumers' income, and their target markets are consumers with medium to low tier income who are also tech savvy. Their positioning really reflects their targeted segment. So their positioning was affordable phone built for tech savvy people. Their marketing mix, as shown on the PowerPoint, is consistent with their general strategy.
To reach the low price, Xiaomi used two marketing strategies, which are reducing cost and decreasing sales price. To be specific, Xiaomi leveraged two approaches to reduce the cost. First, it extends the product shelf time. The average shelf time for the mobile phone in China is around 6 to 8 months, while Xiaomi extended to 12 to 20 months after launch its product. During this period, the price for the component inside the phone will go down, while listed price remains unchanged, which significantly increases its margin cost. The second strategy is cutting gross profit margin. In general, selling a mobile phone in China will experience 2 to 3 layers retailers or distributors, which will reduce the profit margin. However, Xiaomi created a unique distribution system in which all the consumers can solely purchase Mi phones directly from its official website. By doing that, its gross profit margin increased about 30%, which is quite high for Xiaomi as a manufacturer, and consumers can enjoy a lower price as well. In order to make sure its price has strong advantage in the market, another way is decreasing sales price by selling accessories depart and using penetration price. Firstly, different from other smartphone manufacturer, a box of a Xiaomi smartphone only had a phone, a charger, a warranty and a small pin, without an earphone. Xiaomi sold earphones separately so that the cost of a box will be lower, and so did the retailing price. Second, it used penetration price. According to its CEO, Mr. Lei Jun, the cost per phone was around $330. However, Xiaomi set its price at 1,999 Chinese yuan, which was about $290, compared to the $650 for an iPhone. Xiaomi sacrificed a part of its profit for a deeper penetration in the smartphone market. But other strategies we talked about before ensure that the loss was not that much. To better support its pricing policy, Xiaomi limited the total quantity of each version and its distribution channels. Overall, Xiaomi tried to create a sense of scarcity, making the brand more valuable and cultivating brand culture so that it could ensure the customers were attached by the penetration price, but still loyal at the same time.
Now let's talk about Xiaomi's strategy after 2014. Let's begin with adjacent segmentation strategy. So after 2014, Xiaomi developed two new product lines under its brand name: the budget line Redmi and the premium line Mi Mix. Redmi has four different models with selling price ranging from 599 RMB to 1699 RMB. Mi Mix has two different models with selling price ranging from 2899 RMB and 4299 RMB. Mi Mix also collaborates with the British Museum to develop limited version that has special exterior and package design. So with the cell phone market growing, Xiaomi started to enter into other markets in an attempt to gain greater and more sustainable business development. To make the brand extension more acceptable to potential consumers, Xiaomi made a few changes in its brand value. When Xiaomi was first started, the main brand message focused on the idea that Chinese people should have its own developed mobile phone at a reasonable and affordable price, and the tech spec should be pretty good. Later on, Xiaomi enriches its brand value by making quality technology accessible to everyone. The new products such as Mi Band and Smart TV, and later on a network router, gain huge popularity and make Xiaomi successfully lay solid foundation for the future market growth. Xiaomi later started expansion in 2014 with the promotion of the concept of Xiaomi ecosystem. This basically means that Xiaomi can provide the consumers with all the smart gadgets. Under Xiaomi's brand, there are many electronic products covering various categories from bikes to air purifier. To make sure that the expansion operates well, Xiaomi invests in many companies to design and to produce these products. These companies are called Xiaomi's ecosystem companies, and now Xiaomi officially named Mi Ecosystem as its sub-brand. With various kind of product extension, Xiaomi used more traditional pricing strategies. The first strategy is to bundle accessories together for selling. This strategy aggregates loss and therefore is in accord with the prospect theory. The second strategy is try to educate consumers about Xiaomi's high technologies. Xiaomi provides ocean of information to consumers and they emphasize on Xiaomi's strength. This really raises consumers' willingness to pay for Mi Mix, their high-end product. On the contrary, let's look at Apple. So Apple lists both pros and cons about their products to consumers. This probably won't work for Xiaomi. Well, the most important strategy Xiaomi leveraged on is to create the huge discrepancy between willingness to pay and the actual selling prices. Setting relatively low selling prices can increase consumers' motivations to purchase as well as enhance consumer satisfaction and worth purchasing experience. So that pretty much sums Xiaomi's strategy up. Was it successful? Well, we would say yes. So Xiaomi only has 8 years in the business and it has become one of the most well-known consumer electronic company in China. As a matter of fact, later this year they're going to have their initial public offering in Hong Kong. This is a tremendous achievement for a startup company in China. There is also another fun fact that I would like to share. So back in 2013, the CEO of Xiaomi, Lei Jun, he made a bet with the consumer electronics guru in China, the CEO of Gree, Ms. Dong. So they bet 1 billion RMB on whether Xiaomi will be able to surpass Gree in terms of revenue in 2018. So in 2017, last year, Gree had a annual revenue of around 120 billion RMB, whereas Xiaomi had around 115 billion RMB. The number is really close. We're not sure what's going to happen, who's going to win, but we're sure Xiaomi is doing really well. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your teaching through this semester. We hope you find our presentation at least interesting. Thank you.